I thought of one more reason why I particularly like the mid 2010s era in terms of video gaming. Why I think it is special is it was also a time where there was thoughtful game journalism, which I don't know has ever been true in any other era.
Interesting.
Like, you think about, obviously I'm thinking about Waypoint. Shout out Waypoint. I miss you, Waypoint. Come home. Your children need you. But I'm also thinking about I'm also thinking about Kotaku and all these other sites doing and Polygon doing important thinking about games stuff. And if you think about previous eras of video games, what was games journalism? It was Nintendo Powers. Not that Nintendo Power had nothing valuable to it, but Nintendo Power was not exactly trying to think critically about Nintendo games, let's say. And since then we've entered kind of the era of very not exclusive, I'm saying that everything's AI slop in terms of things now, but you can't even really, a lot of the time you can't even find guides that are consistent, because a lot of them are just generated using AI and they're not reflective of what's true. This is something I've noticed trying to look information. I know that you don't do this that much, but I do it often. And when I'm looking up stuff for video games, you will just find stuff that is just straight up wrong a lot of the time.
Even on GameFAQs?
That don't make. I mean, GameFAQs isn't really. People don't really keep GameFAQs lists in the same. GameFAQs guides in the same way.
They should.
They should. Opinion. But this is what I'm saying. This is not that era anymore. We've entered a new era, and I'm not saying there's no value to it. I think that there is work being done, but it's mostly in the social media spheres more than anything. If I think about people who want to think about video games, I'm thinking about YouTubers and people on other forms of social media. And not necessarily, I'm not even saying that those people are I'm not saying those people are good or those people are bad, but it's different. It is very much different. Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god.
Something about this particular duo is fucking with me.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like that.
Jesus. That was stupid. Should have done it that way.
We all pay for our prices in life.
We sure do. Okay, that's how you need to do that.
Yeah.
But that's, I think, another benefit of that era of games. I think helps make it really special.
Yeah, it was a good era.
It was. It also happens to be, of course, the era that I was in university and therefore had a little bit of time on my hands and, cared about the most about analysis. So games that came out there, I was actively analyzing,
Yeah.
Anyway, all these things are not without, bias based on personal experiences,
Is there a secret there, by the way? The big crate, by any chance?
No, I've broken it many times.
Okay, you've broken it. Never mind.
Pretty simple.
I will say, bring back GameFAQs. I mean, it's still there. People do actually use it, which is wild to me.
I do not.
But God.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But I feel like I'm almost
it's for
always going to
distinct
older
games. Oh yeah, I'll go there. There's a thread that's 20 years old, and I'm like, hell yeah.
Now this is the good shit, yeah. But it's you have to find the 20-year-old things to find the good shit, I'm not saying you can't find it, right? But I'm saying that is what you go to GameFAQs for,
Yeah, yeah.
Now this is the real pro strat.
This is, oh god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, breathe.
Fuck off.
Okay. Alright. Alright.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh. Living dangerously.
Yeah, that was maybe not the smartest way to handle that particular situation. But I lived, didn't
Good
I?
though. You did it. The only health that matters is the last one.
That's very true. Claire, what were you talking about? We were talking about something.
Game journalism?
Oh yeah, no, I wanted to hear your thoughts on every generation. You said you had heard arguments for every generation. Why every generation's the best one. I want to hear them.
I feel like I could come up with, yeah. I feel like, what do you think the oldest generation I'm gonna give an argument for is?
The oldest generation I think is it Pong?
No. Well, I mean, I guess kind of, but no, not Pong.
Well, they started it, so really, if you think about it, they should get it automatically. You know, 'cause first is best. Tech stuff, early computing is actually a great guess.
Yeah. Tech stuff, early computing. I was gonna say, I think the first biggest revolution to gaming was home gaming.
Interesting. Say more.
Like, before that, it was the arcade, which, to be clear, the arcade was also big, but I feel like arcade was the thing that introduced... Damn. Was the thing that introduced and, like, created the culture of gaming, and I think the biggest thing that changed that culture is home gaming.
Yeah.
And like it changed this idea of like repetitive, like short games to like games that you can play for a longer time, right? Saving is like a thing that comes from home games. You usually don't save your game in an arcade, which is also why like there were arcade games that they had when they made them for the home console, they had to add save states.
Yeah.
Which is like a fascinating thing. So like saving as a concept is kind of a huge revolutionary change to gaming, personally, in my opinion. I do have like a full list. I was gonna pull up a list because we went through some games that changed gaming in very fundamental, interesting ways that like I don't necessarily know if I agree with everything on the list, but I did think it was an interesting conversation and I would love to share it.
Yeah. Tell me some thoughts and some things you think are interesting from that conversation.
Yeah. Okay. So, if you already said Pong. If I say not Pong, what do you think of as like one of the first games that like introduces things mechanically that is like, or not introduces things, but like how to word this, shapes how people thought about making games?
I mean, is it text, like, or text stuff, early computing, like, that influences a lot of stuff from there?
Probably. It's not the first on this list, but probably.
What is the first on the
list?
list?
That's definitely an answer. It's 1962, Space War.
Interesting.
Does anyone know Space War? Because I didn't.
because when you say Space War, I'm like, well, I know that Space Invaders was like huge and absurdly popular, but that's
Space Invaders is the next game on this list. It came out 16 years later.
Wow.
Uh-huh. I was just looking at Space War because I was trying to find Elite. Fen, do you know what was so revolutionary about Space War? I mean, I could just say it. I don't need, but like, it's a fascinating thing that I was like, oh, this is very interesting to me. Which, vector graphics. Yes, if you're saying what I think you're saying, which is, the screens at the time were phosphorus, and phosphorus took a while to cool down, and so what you would get is you'd get this trailing effect. So the people who made Space War used the fact that the screens were phosphorus to make the ships look like they had a trail, like a
cool.
trail behind them.
That's
right.
So
so it's the use of the machine and being like, well, this is what it looks like on the hardware, so this is like how we're gonna design. Yeah, hell yeah.
That's
yeah.
so cool.
Space Invaders has a very similar thing. Why do you think the aliens get faster in Space Invaders?
It had to do with
kill them more and more.
It had to do. I actually didn't know the answer to this, and I've fully forgotten it. But it had to do with the limitations of the machine.
Yes.
With like a thing that was, I think it was. It may have been something that they noticed was just happening because of the machine, and then they were like, "Oh hell yeah, let's just use that."
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of like things. That's not a lot, but it's some of the things on this. Absolutely. So the thing is that the way games work is that they're usually on loops. So you have a draw loop and an update loop. The update loop is like updating all the logic. The draw loop is putting that logic onto the screen in which you see it.
Yeah.
The update loop took long enough that like the more Space Invaders you had on screen, it took longer to do a loop, and as you reduced the number, it could run through that loop faster and faster. So it was, as you said, the physical like limitations of the hardware that changed the speed of the game, and that was really interesting. And then as Sven says, it's like pixel art made for CRT. Absolutely. Some modern games, even like N64 games, just don't look as good as they did on CRT.
Well, and then you think about things like Smash Bros. Melee, which just don't play as well as they did on CRT.
Yeah. Yeah. The next one, 1980. There's actually two in 1980. Do you want to guess what they might be? Do you want to guess, or do you want me to just tell you? What's more fun to you?
Is one of them Super Mario Brothers?
Almost.
Is that 82?
That's the one after these two. That's 85.
It's 81. Okay.
85.
Oh, what is it then? I don't. Yeah, tell me. I want to know.
So one of them is Pac-Man.
Pac-Man's
because
first?
it introduces. Sorry?
Pac-Man's before Mario. Oh, I did not realize.
Pac-Man comes out in 1980, and Super Mario Bros. To be clear, Super Mario Bros. Not Mario Bros.
Yes, sorry.
Comes out in 1985. 1980, Pac-Man introduces this state of pathfinding for the enemies. This idea of like being on the run versus changing the state into now you're on the hunt.
Yeah.
Pac-Man is before Tetris. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other 1980 game, which I feel like a lot of people will at least like will hear the name of, is Rogue.
Oh.
It's the game that gives us roguelikes and roguelites.
Where am I supposed
Which most game now is a roguelite. Everyone calls them roguelikes.
They're roguelites, technically. I didn't realize Rogue was that early.
This is the hill I'll I know, right? This is the hill I'll die on. Most games now are not roguelikes, they are roguelites. Anything that you make progress in is a roguelite. Because Rogue was the same every loop. You did not get new things. That's a roguelike. Super Mario Bros., as you said, 1985 was next.
I genuinely don't
The
know where I'm
next-
supposed to go here.
Is it up, like up to the up and right? Oh no, because that's where you came from. What if there's the button you can shoot?
It's already been activated though.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Maybe this one
the
actually.
next one.
Actually, oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you were totally right. I was looking at the far button. That one, and it was not activated, so I was very confused.
Oh yeah. There you go. First try. The next one, 1986, Legend of Zelda.
Gee, I wonder why that's influential.
Yeah, I know, right? The next one, 2001, Animal Crossing.
Really?
Why do you think this was fundamental?
Was it to do with date time mechanics?
That's a good guess, but not the reason we talked about it in class, but that would be like a pretty big one.
There's
like,
probably an earlier game that does that, to be honest with you.
Maybe, but like you are definitely made to feel the time in Animal Crossing. No, the thing is that it changed. It was the one that sort of brought this idea of relaxation into video games. Of like, video games aren't like Super Mario Bros. Or Zelda, where it's like you have a mission, right?
Yeah.
Animal Crossing is like you're going to video games for relaxation. This is a thing that's like very common now. Like there's lots of games that are like cozy #cozy games and whatnot.
Yeah.
But you know that term I feel like is whatever now.
Yeah, it's kind of lost its luster. Claire, I have to.
Yeah,
I
you
have
know,
to
Left 4
try.
Dead and cozy game. What?
Claire, I have to try this.
Go for it. I
I
believe
gotta
in you.
look. You see this? You see this? You see what I'm gonna have to do? Let's do it.
Yeah,
It's
you
not so
got
fun.
this.
Yeah, it's easy.
You got this.
Easy
Oh yeah,
peasy.
you have enough time. Absolutely. The next one on the list, I just said the name of. Oh, first try. Let's fucking go.
Easy.
Easy. Left 4 Dead, 2008.
Oh, interesting. It's so
Why?
interesting because I always think of the like very important one being Left 4 Dead 2. Mostly because that's the iconic one. Oh no. Oh
Ooh.
no.
Oh, is this the first boss that's gonna get revenge now?
I think it is.
Did the OG Left 4 Dead have the AI director? Exactly. You 100% got it right, Fen. Yes. Left 4 Dead had this AI that was like global AI. And now, of course, when we're talking about AI here, we're talking about enemy behavior.
No, I know.
What it looked at was how you played and the progress you made, and like how fast you were killing things. And what it did was it ramped up the difficulty and ramped down the difficulty based on that. And it did so in increasing sine waves. So, like a game like that, you don't want to have constant pressure over and over and over, endless. But what feels good is to get through a wave and to have this lull and then get ready for the next wave and go again. And that's what it did. It changed how the waves worked based on what you how you played. It looked at your playstyle. It was the first game to do that. Which was fascinating. A thing I didn't know. The next one, 2009, Plants and Zombies.
Mobile games.
You are 100% right. Now, Plants and Zombies first came out on desktop.
Really?
However,
Oh, I guess Plants and Zombies is before Angry Birds. Huh.
However, Plants and Zombies and Angry Birds, too. Like, we talked about Plants and Zombies, but Angry Birds
I've always
was
thought
part
of
the
Angry
discussion.
Birds as being the first mobile gaming game. Though,
For
really, you
sure,
could argue
totally.
it could be Doodle Jump or whatever those other ones were.
Oh, Doodle. Oh my god. There are a lot. But like
Yeah.
the games that like really made gaming on mobile more than just like it's not just a mobile game. It's a game you can play on the mobile phone. And that's the biggest thing about Plants and Zombies is it wasn't a mobile game.
Oh,
It was a
follows
game.
you. Fascinating.
So it was the thing that sort of like made mobile gaming sort of thought of as gaming. not
Right.
just mobile games.
That makes sense.
The next thing, which to many people's chagrin, and some might say was a mistake, and some people would love with all their heart, 2011 Dark Souls.
It's funny.
Yeah, 2011 also is wild to me.
Yeah,
that
that
is
is
that old. I mean, of course it is. It's an old game now. How? Sorry, how is Dark Souls on this list?
Or how is Dark Souls a mistake?
Oh. I mean, that was a joke. A lot of people have opinions on Dark Souls. Obviously, this is that.
I think Dark Souls is probably a really great game. I don't think there's anything wrong with Dark Souls. I think the community is the problem with Dark Souls.
Well, here's the thing. The thing about Dark Souls was when they were when FromSoft was developing Dark Souls, they got people to beta test their game, and pretty much everyone was like, "This is hard.
Yeah.
I want it to be easier." And they said, "No.
Yeah.
That's not the point."
How the fuck do you avoid that attack? That's
No, what is the aspect Dark Souls brings to this list as a major development in game? It's the idea of,
challenging.
a game being antagonistic.
Yes.
Not just challenging, but antagonistic.
Yeah, I was immediately like, oh, it's like the I see. I thought of it as immediately being the thing where a game being hard is a very particular like benefit, is a good thing, you know?
Right, and there's a lot of games that did that beforehand, and like I feel like a lot of it is about challenge, and like there are many games that like brought challenge to the table. Dark Souls, they got all their feedback, and people were like, this game should be nicer, and they went no. No, the game is not nice. And they made that an intentional choice. They made design decisions that would actively and intentionally upset the player. And like, you could argue art that intentionally tries to upset you is still art.
It is. Absolutely it is. I don't even think that's the thing you argue. I think this thing is just true. I genuinely don't know how to not get hit by that attack yet. I roll out of the way and it still hits
Can you
me.
roll through it? Oh, yeah.
No, because it follows. It'll just
It follows.
follow you.
Does it follow on does it curve, or will it just fully
It
double
curves.
back?
Watch.
So if you roll through it,
Like,
what if you roll? Yeah.
I'll try rolling through it next time.
Yeah. The next one, 2018. Among Us.
I think they're missing one in there.
Yeah?
Fortnite.
Yeah.
I think they've missed the beginning of live service games.
I'm
talking about
I really
influential.
want to think about live service games. Wow, it does just go backwards.
Yeah,
Can
I
you
don't.
hit it? Is it a projectile?
Oh, that's a good question.
No, what is the, oh yeah, I heard about that. Among Us 2018. Which, like, the fact that it's 2018 and not 2020 is,
Yeah.
is, you know, the thing that, like, it got popular 2 years after it came out.
I didn't get a chance to hit it. I'll try again. Man, how do you...
That's brutal.
That's like, there's clearly
hard fight.
supposed to be a trick, and I just don't know the trick.
Yeah, I mean that's these bosses. This is why I like these bosses. I know it's not your cup of tea, but like the idea of like when you get the oh moment when you figure out the boss and you can do it.
I think
like
that
I was
part is
looking at-
fun. I wish
Yeah.
that there was... My concern is the same reason I don't like puzzle games often. As often I don't like puzzle games is if my brain is just not on the wavelength, then I could be stuck forever, and then I'm gonna have to look at it.
Yeah, that's fair. The last one on the list, and this is the one I fully disagree with.
Yeah.
Vampire Survivors 23.
What is supposed to be influential especially with that? I barely know that game. I've heard of it, for sure, but I barely.
Yeah. So, I thought it was on the list because it brought back simplification of controls in a way that opened it to a lot of people. The only controls you have in Vampire Survivors is the joystick.
Nope.
That's it. All you do is move.
You can't hit it back.
You can't hit it, damn. All you can do is move, and that really simplifies it. That's not what my professor said. What he said was that it's more about you're not making a character, you're focusing on specifically crafting different builds and throwing them up against the world. And I disagree in a way that's like, well, you are picking characters, and you're not just throwing them up against the world. There is, like, having played Vampire Survivors, there are many situations where if I just stood there, I would have died. I am actively, like, using, like, I'm trying to duck and weave and duck and weave. And maybe that's not necessarily what he meant, but I remember hearing him say this and be like, oh, that's the reason? Alright, I don't know if I agree, but sure. Anyways, that's the full list. Thanks for letting me go through that list.
No, thank you for telling
while
me.
you fight one of the hardest bosses so far.
It's not even... The thing is, the boss itself is not hard. There's just a couple of attacks that are... There's just that one attack that's unavoidable.
What's the newest thing you've gotten? Because I feel like most bosses are like, alright, you learned how to do the thing,
Speed?
now test it.
Speed through?
I have a whole essay in development about how Dark Souls comes from the same lineage of other dungeon exploration games, but the trait it carries forward is different, and it stuck to those traits so consistently that it became, for the longest time, only primary example of the genre choosing those traits. It's kind of wild, actually, that it's only more recently that more games of that approach have been made to flesh it out instead of just the Souls series and some handful lesser knowns. I would love to read that essay, if you mean literal essay.
I think that it's a fascinating list.
It is a fascinating list.
I think I disagree with there being nothing from 2011 to 2018.
To be clear, he also said this is obviously not a complete list.
It's true, but I feel like so many of the seeds of modern gaming were laid in those years. You know?
Uh-huh.
I was hoping to crack him. Crack him.
Anyways, I'm having a lot of fun getting to, like, think and nerd out about video games at school and, like,
awesome.
bring video game knowledge and being like, oh, I actually have knowledge that's applicable. Amazing.
I'm trying to do the speed, but I don't have enough time to charge it up.
Yeah. That sounds so fun. Yeah, I know. It's actually shockingly fun.
Yeah. I'm like...
People don't like this professor.
That's wild.
On Rate My Professor. And I think it's because, like, it's a pretty hard course. Like, you're making a game in a semester. You're also given assignments that you have to do, which is essentially another game. However, my opinion is that it's essentially giving you the foundations of what you need, so you're getting the answers given to you. And he says straight up, this is not an easy course. You're gonna need time. If you don't know these specific things, I would suggest you drop the course. Like, he's pretty upfront about it in a way that's like...
Is it a required prereq for any programs?
No.
Okay,
fully optional in every... Yeah. Like, it's a completely optional thing. It's not even unique in what it teaches. There's another course that teaches you graphics, and rendering and whatnot. If what you want to do is learn rendering, there's a course on rendering. This is not a course on rendering. This is a course on video games where we learn rendering things.
I can't for the life of me figure out how to do that attack, by the way.
Yeah. Do you want me to look it up?
Yeah, maybe.
Alright. You're so close, though.
Emerald Golem is the name.
Get through. Emerald Golem. Can you do it? I feel like if
he doesn't do that attack again, then yes, it's possible.
Yeah. Come on. You
No, he's done it. I'm done.
So,
I'm done.
no. Okay.
There's nothing I can do because I don't know the trick. And this is why I don't like it. This is like, I don't think the game has taught me what I'm supposed to do. Because the game has been teaching me there's a certain list of things that's the way that you solve problems in this game. And that is something that doesn't work for any of them. Like, I have speedy, roll on. Like, I roll more frequently than I'm quote-unquote supposed to. Interesting. I do feel like this is a really interesting way to think about video games. I am jealous because I think I've been hearing somebody cool, like at SFU right now, there's a class that I know someone is taking that is on trans health. It's like a trans health studies class. It's a trans studies class, basically. And that sounds fascinating. And admittedly, it's not like I never got to do anything like that. I did a queer femininities course where we literally read Whipping Girl, and I think that was really beautiful. But it's cool to hear about what courses are happening these days.
Wow, this person's just dodging enough that it's like, if you keep dodging, I guess you can outrun it.
Alright, I'll try it then.
But you have to like perfectly time those dodges. Like as soon as you can dodge again, dodge. And I can tell you how many times this person is dodging.
Let me see.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if my quick dodges are making it so I miss timing. Because I have a trinket on for quick dodging, for letting me roll quicker, basically.
Oh, they got hit by it in that one. Let me go back to the when they actually successfully dodged it.
Oh, fuck off, Jesus.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A lot of dodges. This might just be a boss that you have to like aggro really hard, where it's like, don't let up. 'Cause you were really close.
Yeah.
You were really close.
That has been the vibe I'm getting. Man. I don't like an attack you can't avoid.
Yeah.
I mean, like, again, clearly you can avoid it, and I'm just bad at it, but I don't know.
Oh, no. This person did not make it look easy, even when they dodged it.
Were they dodging in a specific direction?
They were trying to do, like, a wide loop. Like, they started in, the corner opposite the golem,
Okay.
and then, like, waited until it was close, and then started dodging around the room.
Okay.
To give them give himself like a wider circle.
I thought it was going to be an attack. It's not the 2 attacks like that. Jesus, I'm fucking up. Woo. That one's actually not too hard to dodge. Oh shit!
Hey!
All right, okay, it's dodgeable. It's
She
just
makes it look easy.
crazy. I do not think that
crazy.
made it look easy, Claire.
I know, I'm joking.
Yeah, it's so true.
You're just good at the game.
Well, I don't know about that. Okay, so you just dodge it in a circle. Okay, that is.
Dodge it in a circle, yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, very specific spacing. Nice, nice, nice. Ooh.
Ah, you have to
Oh,
really
close,
time
close,
it perfect.
close. Yeah, you really have to time it. You're so close, though. Hey! There we go.
Boom. That actually was not that bad.
Done.
Besides that attack is the only thing
It was actually
that
easy.
That was actually the problem. Everything else about that was actually pretty alright. Cool. Alright, let's read this. Beware, wanderer. The outcome of your actions in this room may shape the old people's destiny. Proceed with caution, for our fate hangs in the air. Pull the lever!
And then you just like murder a whole society or something. This is the murder door.
That's the final boss door for sure.
Ah, it's the death's door.
What would that noise be? By the sacred scales of the holy deep. Almighty Leviathan, please heed my call. Keep the cultists sealed and stoned.
Okay.
Seems good. Seems like a good thing, I think.
So this was the first major boss, so no wonder it was hard.
No, they've been doing bosses, Claire. This is just like the... I think this is just the back half of the game.
Right.
How do I get up? How do I get around? How do I get there? I want to go to there.
Oh, yeah.
Claire, I want to go to there.
I think you had it.
You think it's through the here?
Uh-huh. I think you can break. Yeah.
It is. How do I do this?
Is there like a space to shoot it if you walk down a little bit?
Is that... Yep, sure is. That was really easy.
Nice.
And I can buy one more, so
Oh, hell yeah.
I can get more gun.
More gun. Gun 2.
Sequel to gun.
Sequel to gun.
Alright, now we're back.
Wow.
Well, maybe I'll go take a look at what people have for sale, do some buying, and then we'll finish up for the night and start back up next time.
Sounds good.
Alright.
Off on another.
So, who was the person who had the thing that I wanted to make sure I got? It was here, central. Give me that soul gem.
A returning customer, not something with...
I was watching someone play Elden Ring recently. It kind of made me want to play Elden Ring.
Yeah. I think you
I thought
should...
about that because the part that made me want to play it is called Abyssal Woods. Which when I told this to people who played Elden Ring, they were like, "That's the part that made you want to play it," and I was like, "Yeah, whatever."
Yeah, it's funny.
Apparently, it's one of the scariest parts of the game.
That's really funny. I'm gonna see if I can unlock any more trinket slots. I don't know how many trinkets I have. I probably could have checked that if I just go here, actually. No, I didn't. I've been told it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If I buy one more, I'll have 12 trinket slots. I think that's enough for me to get 2 more. Okay, hang on. No.
Notches.
I need 2 more. I think I can get 2 more notches. Let me just make sure that that's actually true.
Can you afford both the notches
You
and...
seem to be
That's
doing
the question.
anything?
600, 800.
So 1400.
So if
which
I get,
leaves
there was a
you-
trinket at the other
I'll be
place
here
for
if you-
600. So yes.
Yes. Wow. Perfect. Perfect.
Hello,
Fucking
my keeper.
it's excellent. All right, Abyssal Woods Central. All right, boyo, give me your trinkets. Just whatever ones
you can
worth
get-
600 that I don't actually am not gonna actually use. Dagger necklace, sure. When my HP is
Sure.
full, yeah, sure.
I mean, a dagger necklace sounds sick.
Not to die. You're the
Bro,
only-
if I could use, if I could make it that consistent, that I was all at HP enough to use that trinket, I wouldn't need that trinket. It's a win more trinket. This is like, I love
What does
the,
it do?
You seem to be doing
Sorry?
anything?
gives
What
you,
does it
lets you
do?
deal more damage if you are at full health.
Happy to serve, rookie. I'll be here.
You just know speedrunners are using that.
Potentially. I think, but I do think it's a bit of a win more trinket. You familiar with like the win more idea in abilities, in terms of abilities?
No.
Win more basically being the idea that like, oh, you equip this or you use this and you win more, but you were already gonna win, so why do you need that?
Sure.
It's a win more thing when in reality you're already gonna win. Range.
Yeah.
Increased range. Could instead do gigantic hook. Here's what I'm between currently. I'm between big hook or more money. Now, here's the thinking. One, more money. More money good. More money good. More money good. But here's the counter argument. I'm kind of running out of things to spend money on at this
Yeah.
point. Unless I get like a third shop opened up, then maybe I would switch to more money.
You haven't really been lacking money.
But I also really haven't been lacking distance in terms of swinging as that much. Maybe I have a little bit. Maybe what I'll do is I'll quit Big Hook for now, and when I get one more trinket slot, we're back to Enchanted Flask, because I miss it. I do miss it. I miss being able to...
Have you used Big Hook yet? Like, you can go see how it
Yeah,
feels
let's
and
see
be
how it
like, how
feels.
much do you like it? Like, go just attack a couple enemies and be like, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
good
this
call.
feels good. You're already going to win by keeping your health and dealing damage without getting hit. Now deal more damage for it. Win more. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And, like,
Yeah, I
sure...
mean, that makes sense. That's why I was like, speedrunners almost certainly use this.
Yeah, but for everyone else,
Like-
it's useless.
Yeah.
Yeah, at Big Hook rocks. Big Hook rocks immediately.
Okay.
Immediately Big
Great.
Hook rocks. I do
And
see
that's-
the appeal
that's
of
why we tested
Gigantic
out.
Hook, because, man, it'd be cool to, like, kill from super far away. But Big Hook is nice.
Uh-huh. Do they stack? Can you use both?
You can't use both. It said specifically on there you
Damn.
cannot use both.
Damn.
I always feel like whenever I'm a game designer, whenever I'm designing a game, whenever I'm a game designer, as in when I go between forms,
This isn't even my final form.
whenever I'm designing a game and I make a thing, and I'm like, by the way, you know, putting restrictions on how you're allowed to use the thing, I always feel bad, but sometimes it's necessary.
Yeah. I will say though, Silksong has, and Hollow Knight has a thing that's like, make your nail or needle
Care, rookie. And if you
bigger, and then there's one that like makes it even bigger, and you can stack them, and it's wild.
That sounds great.
It's silly. It's
That
so
sounds
silly.
so
I did it
silly.
for my second Hollow Knight run, and you can reach like a quarter of the way across the screen. Like your reach is just, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. All right. There we go. That's it for the night.
Yeah, you did it. You beat one of the major bosses that we need for that door.
We
and
did
then
a whole
once
area.
I feel like that door is the final boss, right?
We did, yeah, I think so. But we need two more bosses. One might be an area I've skipped. I can't really tell. In the order, but we'll see. Point is, we'll get back to it next week. For now, a good night and bye bye.
A good night to ya.
A good night to all, and to all a good. Yeah, it's not Christmas. All right. Good night, everyone.